Hey guys, it's Jouelzy and it's Smart Brown Girl Thursday, and today we are talking about the VH1 show, Sorority Sisters and Black Women in Media. Smart Brown Girl t-shirt. I have a large on, FYI. The gray shirts are a different cut, and so they do run a little small, but this is large and it fits me just fine. Alright, so I have already written a blog post about my argument against VH1 Sorority Sisters show. If you don't know, the VH1 launched a new show this past Monday. It premiered, featuring women from every sorority in the Divine Nine, based in Atlanta, because clearly black people in America only live in Atlanta. And, you know, it was the same typical fuckery that you see in all the other reality shows with black people on VH1. Now, full disclosure, we already know this. I'm a Delta. I've done the sorority tag. You can check that here. I obviously wasn't feeling the show, and there has been a lot of pushback from members of these sororities, or members at large of the Divine Nine, in boycotting advertisers and trying to boycott the show in general. Now, there's also been pushback because the argument is, why would you be offended about sorority sisters and put all this effort into getting this show taken off when you sit and watch Love and Hip Hop? And that's just as bad a representation of black women. And aren't you a black woman first? Aren't you part of the sisterhood of black women first? I don't watch Love and Hip Hop. I am of the personal belief, I don't find Real Housewives of Atlanta to be part of the ratchet television that I would lump in with like Love and Hip Hop. I think the women have things going for them. They show a better view of women that have full lives. This is my problem with the argument about why put all this effort into boycotting sorority sisters and not put the same effort into Love and Hip Hop. Everyone who's making that statement is making that statement because they themselves watch Love and Hip Hop and they enjoy ratchet train wreck television. So either they're, for the most part, they're not members of a Greek organization, so they're not going to understand the personal connection to a sorority. And then two, it's like they're the same people that when Love and Hip Hop be on are like tweeting heavily into the show. So it's like, if I did boycott Love and Hip Hop, which my sorority, my chapter has done, would you really support that too? You know what I mean? Like, you are the active participators in watching Love and Hip Hop. So are you just mad because now we're taking off Monday night programming for you? Like, people that do advocate for positive images of black women, but they still kind of feed into the coonery that is Love and Hip Hop. But then these are the same people that are questioning why someone would be more offended over sorority sisters than they are over Love and Hip Hop. I am offended, but I also feel like I have more of a voice to speak out against sorority sisters because I can say, this is my organization. I have personal experience in this, and this is completely wrong, and there is nothing funny about this, and I can speak for this, but my own peers, my own black women's sisterhood are going to counter me when I start talking about Love and Hip Hop. And I've talked on my channel about not watching Love and Hip Hop. If you are not Greek, you're not going to get a lot of things that happen in the Greek system. So people that are trying to bring up the fact that recently Delta Sigma Theta and Alpha Kappa Alpha both released statements encouraging their members to not wear their letters out while protesting. Now, Alpha Kappa Alpha rescinded their statement, so kudos to them on that. Delta Sigma Theta has not. Now, you're not a Delta, you don't understand who the current leadership is and what that means, and I don't really feel like you're privy to that information, and that's information that I need to give to you. There's like, I don't need to explain it to you, but I get it because I'm a Delta. I don't agree with the statement. A lot of my sorors do not agree with the statement, and a lot of my sorors have been protesting with their letters on even after the statement was released. And you know, I just got a text last week like, please send this to all of D9 from another soror. Please send this to all of D9. We're doing the Black Lives Matter march. We're all meeting at Washington Park on Sunday. Even if you don't live in New York, please forward this to every Greek you know. So like, they are galvanizing. They are coming together. But if you don't live in that world, you're not going to be privy to that information. And you can't compare the actions of the members who are coming together to protest sorority sisters versus the actions of the National Executive Board. That statement about not wearing your letters came from the National Executive Board. That was not a decision made by the collective of the members. And you don't go to chapter meetings, so you don't know the conversations that are happening. You won't know that the biggest committee or commission in Delta Sigma Theta is a Social Action Commission. And they do a lot of work in protesting, in, you know, speaking out against civil rights, in educating voters. A lot of this stuff happens within the sorority, but if you don't live in that world, you're just not going to know about it. To get to the actual content of the show and the things that I was not messing with, Priyanka Banks, I really want to be at the Scholarship and Standards meeting where her letters get snatched. Now, Delta moves very slow, right? I will tell you, my sorority is not caught up on technology. Firsthand, this is something that I have been very vocal about. The sorority just hasn't caught up on using social media effectively in a fast-paced manner. And now, Priyanka with the shave size, unfortunately, she messed hands. I just don't get why she, like, yes, discretion is key, and there's just certain things you don't talk about. But Minerva is public information. Minerva got her own Wikipedia page. You can Google it to figure out what Minerva means to Delta. It's on the Wikipedia page. It's public information. And in the context that she was talking to her profile, why are you cheers and wine to Minerva? Like, girl, then why would you accost another soror and tell you something about putting her in the cut? Putting somebody in the cut, first of all, is hazing. I don't know if the vernacular is different in different regions, but where I'm from, putting in the cut is basically you taking wood, like you're getting hit. Are you telling on your chapter now? Because, you know, Delta Sigma Theta is a non-hazing organization, ma'am. And it's just so many things that you don't do that Priyanka perpetrated within the first 30 minutes of that show that I'm just like, and then to watch other women who are supposedly her sorors like back her up on it is like, did y'all take the same oath I took? Because I remember a few lines in here that address things that Priyanka just was like, F it, I'm gonna do what I want. This is my collective issue with the show at large. I can remove myself from certain elements of love and hip hop, right? Like K Michelle acting a fool, I can be like, that is K Michelle, even though she is a Delta. But when you start doing things in the name of an organization that I work very hard to be a member of, and I'm still currently working very hard for, it gets even harder for me to distance myself from that. And I don't have any qualms boycotting Sorority Sisters because technically I boycott Love and Hip Hop. I'm not fit to watch this New York season. I'm no longer watching the show at all. Somebody tweeted me about why would you be mad at Sorority Sisters but then love Olivia Pope or Annalise Keating on How to Get Away with Murder and Scandal. Now, my thing with that's such a dumb argument because, yes, Annalise and Olivia are very flawed characters. But they're also complex characters. And I can enjoy Annalise Keating. I mean, I didn't really like How to Get Away with Murder, but I can enjoy Olivia Pope the same way that I enjoy Claire Underwood on House of Cards, a white woman married to a member of Congress who is cheating and sniffling and doing all types of crazy ish with her husband. And I can appreciate her for the complexities of her character. I think black women have the right to play complex characters with interesting character flaws. I even enjoy Cyrus's character then. Like, is Cyrus indicative of all gay men? Like, come on, seriously? Like, you're comparing apples and oranges, apples and cucumbers. Like, this is not even relevant to the same argument. Oh, is nothing sacred anymore? Or is it all up for fodder? Let me know in the comments down below. The blog post will be linked in the description box. Thanks for watching. As always, #SmartBrownGirls. Deuces.